Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Friday evening. I hope you're all okay. Hope you're looking after yourselves. Hope you've all had a good day. Whatever it is that you've been up to today, I hope it's been a good one. Obviously, I know we're a little bit earlier than we normally are. I'm normally about 7 o'clock. I know it's 6:15, but your boy's got stuff to do this evening. He's had a shave. He evidently still needs to sort his hair out before he goes out. But yeah, busy evening, unfortunately. So sorry, I'm a bit early, and I will apologise to people that are watching this when it's not live, and I apologize to the Australians that do normally join 7. I am sorry. But in this video, we are talking a little about Richarlison and this, I guess, maybe attitude towards potentially being interested in a Saudi move. We're going to be talking about the Pedro Neto side of things. And there's plenty more still to talk about. We're not going to spend too long on the live today, so don't worry. If you think it's going to be a long one, it won't be. By the way, I know the angle's a bit different. I know the lighting's a bit different. Don't worry about any of that. We're all okay. It's just for today because I was recording some videos for the second channel today. Evening, Caleb. Good news on Richy, because if he goes for 60 million, we can go and get Yorkeres or Openda with no excuses. It was never in doubt with Neto. He is a gooner, he says. Hey, Adiz, how are we? Apparently, Eze costs 70 million now. I thought he had a 60 million release clause. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Hey, Les, mate, how are we? Evening, Spurs. Evening, Tottenham. He says, congrats on 2,700 subs, Andy. Well, thank you very much. Yes, thank you, everyone who has subscribed. But yes, we hit 2,700 today, which is always very nice. Evening, John. How are we, mate? A new camera. No, it's not a new camera. It's just a different angle for the camera. That's all. Yeah, I was recording some stuff earlier, so needed a different angle of sorts. All right. But, and there's no ring light on, hence why it's a little bit darker. So, you know, there's that. Right, let's jump in. Let's talk some stuff. We've also got some Mikey Moore stuff to talk about as well. But HITC said that Richarlison has confirmed to the Saudi Pro League he would be interested in the move, and they are ready to step up their interest in him in the coming weeks. Now, for me, I have no issues with the idea of moving on Richarlison. Now, for a fewfold. If you move on from a Richarlison, obviously the money has to be good. You're not going to accept 25, 30, 35. You probably won't even accept 40 million for Richarlison. Spurs are going to want probably at least 50, right? Maybe even 60. And I think you could easily, you should be able to get 60 million for Richarlison. You know, Brazil's number 9. I mean, if Diaby's going for, 55, 60 odd million, Richarlison should be fetching the exact same, potentially even if not more. You know, there's more marketing sense with Richarlison through that as well. So if you were to move him on, what is the plan of action? Because, you know, you're not moving on technically, if Sonny's playing left wing, technically you're number 9 at the moment, right? You're not moving him on for no real plan. You're moving him on purely on the idea of, right, well, we're gonna be buying something pretty massive for that. So yes, if you were to say we're moving on Richarlison, and we're going to go and buy an Openda or Yorkeres, right? You'd go, I see the method to your madness. It's not maybe the way I would have gone about it, but I can see the method to your madness because you're going to go in, we could put a few extra quid on top of this Richarlison deal. We can go and get a big striker name. And then I would still be sitting there going, okay, how do they view Lancashire? How do they view Sonny? How do they view Scarlett, the Lees? Do they look at it and go, could we go get Jonathan David for 25 million? Is that the way they go about it? Because if they go that way, then I can kind of get on board with it. But for me, I always wanted someone to be coming in to also kind of rival Richarlison for the striker role. That's kind of how I've always looked at this situation. You know, selling Richarlison, I think you need to buy 2 strikers then. And then that becomes too difficult, in my opinion. I genuinely do think it becomes too difficult. Because how can you sell a striker and joining us if you're buying someone else? They could look at Richarlison and kind of go, well, he was already there. They're looking to bring me in to give him a rivalry. You're bringing 2 guys in. You then got to integrate 2 guys. And I think that's why it's a bit difficult, you know. Hey, MVR, mate, you're right. Not sure about that one. Shit, Ollie, I'll have a look in a sec. Big up, Joshua. You're right, mate. So I don't know what you guys think about Richarlison's situation. And you know, for me, so I've had a shave, so my neck's a little bit, I haven't washed it yet. So I came joined on the stream, hence why I'm picking up my neck like an idiot. How do we all feel about Richarlison being sold? And you know, and one thing I would say is, you know, if you're sitting there going, yeah, I'll take 30 million, then, you know, obviously you've not really been that keen on Richarlison, which is fine, but we're obviously not going to be selling him for 30 million. because of financial fair play. You know, it's like I was talking about in the previous video when you've got United fans going, we'll buy Branthwaite for 30 million. It's just not how it works. Or when they were like, why did PSG want 60 million for Agate? You want to get rid of him? What? It's like, yeah, because FFP is still a thing. PSR is still a thing. You know, remember that as much as they've saved loads of money on Mbappe's wages, they also received no fee for Mbappe. So they've got to be smart about it. So with Richarlison, you know, if you're moving him on, it's got to be 40, minimum 40. And that's like the base. There has to be add-ons. There has to be installments. There has to be all sorts to make that deal go up way above 50, in my opinion. So there was that on Richarlison. Moving on to a little bit of Mikey Moore news, because I think this is interesting. Because obviously we had reports that, you know, there were teams sniffing around Mikey Moore because obviously he's below the age of 18. So of contracts and things like that. Yeah, you know what I mean. So a Chelsea in the know reporter, journalism_RP, his name's Rob, said that Mikey Moore is brilliant. And my outside bet is if he stays at Spurs and gets proper chances, he'll have an England cap by next summer, which is quite a lot. Not alarming in a bad way, alarming in a good way. That's how highly people rate Mikey Moore that aren't Spurs fans. As Spurs fans, we're all quite excited by him, aren't we? You know, we're excited by Bergvall, we're excited by Archie Gray, we're excited about these players, but you know, Mikey Moore was like the big name youngster that we had, right? And now I think a lot of people, due to the preseason and clips, they're kind of looking at Mikey Moore and going, "Oh, hang on, there's a player here. He looks really good." And he goes on to say, "And no, Chelsea have no chance this summer." And I also think no team has any chance this summer of signing him. Spurs are extremely keen to fast track him and someone else. That's what he said. He finished it off with "and someone else." I'll just see if he put anything else to add to it. Someone even asked him about Ashley Phillips. A Chelsea fan asked him about Ashley Phillips. I've just looked at the replies. And there's Chelsea fans that are impressed by Ashley Phillips. And this is what something, you know, I will hold my hands up. Oh, I've just seen something that I don't want to say. I will hold my hands up and say, I thought we'd go for another centre. Well, I still think we might even still go for another centre back because I'm not sure is Ashley Phillips ready. But I'm seeing a lot of other teams kind of going, that Ashley Phillips looks good. That Mikey Moore looks good. And as much as I still think they are very good players, and I think they'll be great players as well, by the way. You know, I don't think they're great players right this second. They're obviously still very young. I think they'll get better. The fact that these other teams are also starting to look at Spurs' youngsters and go, wait, there's some really good youngsters there. And bear in mind, Chelsea's academy is always produced really top quality players who have played for their countries. You know, they've played for England and so forth. These are teams that have great academies, and they're noticing Spurs' youngsters and going, there's something there. That he looks good. He looks good, and they're wanting to try and get their hands on them, which obviously they won't be able to, but they're looking to. Sonny's at striker, so if Richy goes, we need to bring in two. Yeah, I would say you would need to bring in two. Also, how are you, Jay Med? You right? Kieran, how are you, mate? I like Richy, and I think he could do the job, but I doubt he'll be sold unless Ange green lights it. So is Ange is Ange wanting someone else? Then I trust Ange, and that's the thing. I trust Ange, and look, if Ange goes, I want these 8 players sold, we should be looking at it and going, right, we need to sell those 8 players. We need to free up squad places for what he thinks he needs, and then on top of that, going, oh, Ange really wants this guy, and Ange really wants that guy. Let's try and go and get him. Give the guy what he wants. Because if you're saying, Ange, I want you to get Champions League football next year. We don't care if it's top 4 or through the Europa League winning that. He'll go, okay, cool. I need this to happen to give you that. Then you sit there and go, right, we need to try and give you that so we can get what we want, you know? If you're going to make demands, you've got to give something back to the guy who has to fulfill those demands. If we sell Richy and buy a new striker, we could play the striker. And if he gets tired, sub him off for Werner and put Son striker. Yeah, maybe. I was just always of the mindset of I'd like Richy and another striker, as well as Sonny on the left wing, because then I think you've got a really deep attack. And then you have a Lancashire, you have a Scala or a Valise who backs that up and gives them, you know, and give them regular sporadic game time. You know, I'm not expecting 90 minutes for those players straight away, but, you know, the odd 10, 15, 20 minutes to start off with, you know, a few games in the Europa League or, you know, the EFL Cup or the FA Cup, keep building them up, you know. Good evening, James. My evening's going well, mate. I know I'm a bit early, James, so apologies. But my evening's going well. I've had a shave, looking a little bit more human, a little bit less like I'm in my late 70s, and a little bit more in like I'm in my late 20s, which I actually am. Good dinner, and yeah, looking forward to poker night tonight. I still play Son striker or bring in Lancashire, in my opinion. Well, Lancashire apparently has really impressed everyone. And if he continues to impress the way he is, I don't see him out on loan. I'll see Scarlett out on loan. I'll see Valise out on loan. And I think Lancashire will be in and around the first team. You know, like I said, sporadic minutes here and there. And I think he would be fantastic if he does that. What is it like growing up in London? What percentage of fans are Tottenham or Arsenal fans in London? To be honest, mate, London is... I don't want to swear because I'll get demonetized. London is a absolute mosh pit of all sorts of fans because, you know, London, everyone thinks of London as Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, but, you know, you've got West Ham, you've got QPR, you've got Brentford, you've got Fulham, Leyton Orient, you know, Millwall's quite close. Palace isn't that, I think Palace isn't that far. It might be a little bit outside, but you've got loads of different fans in London. So it's, you know, loads of play, loads of teams. And he's got Donna's not here to compliment on this new shave face. Yeah, Les, mate, can you give me a compliment on my beard, please? I just need a compliment. Just from a Les. No one else, just from a Les. Need a compliment, mate. Can you just give me one? Cheers. Right, moving a little bit on. I think this next bit's on my phone. Apologies. Have a look. Right. So Fraser Fletcher said that Arsenal have held preliminary talks with Pedro Neto's agent this week, and the player has made it clear he's prioritising a move to Arsenal. The club view Neto as a potentially great addition to their forward line and have been told 50 million would secure the deal. I think that might be 50 million plus add-ons, in my opinion. I don't think Wolves will just take 50 million. Like it's not going to be 40 million plus 10. I think it'll be 50 plus 10. We do have to be aware that Arsenal was always a team that liked Neto. When I first started talking about Neto on this channel, which let's see if I can tell you when I first started talking about him. I'm on the wrong account. That's always a strong look. Well, I won't be able to tell you now because I can't. I was on my second account. And I don't want to muck it up. You know, I've been talking about him for ages, and you know, I said that Liverpool have been interested. I've said that Arsenal have been interested. I've said so many teams have been interested in Pedro Neto. You know, it's not a shock that they're still interested. It doesn't mean that it's over. You know, it doesn't mean Desiree Doué, there's no chance. It doesn't mean that Pedro Neto or Eze or whatever, or Tony, none of them means no chance. It's early doors. Let's just see. Have you seen the clip of Tony on the Diary of the CEO podcast saying he's a Liverpool fan growing up, but he wants to move to the right places? Arsenal was a team he always looked at due to fans. I hadn't seen that clip, mate. No. It would be nice to see Lancashire getting more minutes to start against QPR. Yeah, I'd agree, John. Is Richarlison interested in a Saudi move? Well, Marshall, get here on time, and you might know there and then. I still believe in getting David. Well, interesting. Get Neto on the phone with Ange. That changes preference, mate. Just that. And Pedro goes, we need to sign that contract. He's just said mate to me. That means yeah, done. Sign it. Signed a thing. Are you going to bet your Tottenham Sport in your poker game tonight? I'm going. I mean, there's an Arsenal fan there, so I don't think he. I mean, if I go, all right, I'm putting my Tottenham Sport in there. He'll go, I call with, a quid. He's not going to mean any. He doesn't care about that, does he? I mean, you're the one who's early. Technically, I am, but then I also gave everyone a warning earlier as well. That's a close shave, Andy. Oh, John, my guy. Also, out of summer fruit squash. It's water, lads. It's water today. Apologies. I know. We'll have a moment in the chat, moment of silence in the chat for the lack of summer fruit squash this evening. That one hurts, lads. It'll be back tomorrow, don't worry. Obviously, yes, by the way, QPR watch along tomorrow, 2:45, 2:50, okay? Be there. We're watching the game together. And before everyone asks, are you doing overlays, doing all this stuff? It's a preseason game. It doesn't matter, all right? but we will be there. We will watch that game together. So I hope you do join me. If you could, that'd be very much appreciated. Outraged. No summer fruit squash. I know. I've let everyone down. I've let my family down. I've let the subscribers down. Apologies. So moving, the nation's in despair, mate. The nation is in despair. Right, really quickly, I did have a bit of an Adrian Rabiot update. Nicole Shearer said that 2 Premier League clubs have opened talks to sign Adrian Rabiot. Now, if I had to take a punt on who they are, I've just seen Mark Goldbridge in his hot tub drinking a Madri. It's not what I wanted to see when I opened up Twitter. If I had to take a punt as to who, I think Man United will be one of those. Would Newcastle do it? I don't see Arsenal doing it. Although I think he probably would suit Arsenal, but I don't think Arsenal would do it. Would Newcastle do it? Maybe. And if Chelsea sold Gallagher, would they do it? You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of everyone else. So Liverpool interested in the Rabiot. Well, maybe that's it, MVR. Maybe that's it. I didn't think of Liverpool. Why is it that I think he would do all right at Liverpool as well? You know? I just... Why chance Michael Dead? Not a lot of moves happening anywhere. Look, I mean, the international football is not even finished. It's only finished under a week ago, so maybe that's my excuse. But I couldn't actually give you a fair reason, Marshall, because some teams are at it and some teams aren't. You know, Brighton haven't stopped signing people, although their players haven't really been massively featured in international football. They've been signing people. Here's Brighton. I think they finished like 12th last year, says that. If Richie goes, who do you think will bring in as a backup for our top number 9 target? Chris, I'd love to tell you, mate. I'd love to say it's so hard to predict it right now. You know, I really don't know, mate. Really don't know. Haven't been on my phone all day. Just assume the stream would have started. Yeah, so no, Shroomsy, you're not late, mate. Apologies. Anyone that is watching this who thought I was streaming at 7. Shroomsy, you might not know. I'm out this evening at about 7:30 p.m. UK time, so I had to stream a bit earlier. So that's my fault, mate, not yours. So you're all right. Should do a table prediction for the season. Well, City are going to win it. Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, United, Villa. Actually. Chelsea, Villa, United. We'll go with that as a top 7. There you go. We'll do a top 7 for now. I'll probably do one towards the back end of the summer window, so I have a bit of an idea. They're signing to avoid FFP homegrown problems. Well, there you go. There you go. I would have 2 left field choices for 2 clubs. Would be Fulham and Crystal Palace for Rabiot. That is rogue, James. That's a rogue shout, my friends. Rogue shouts. Right. I had some other things. Not to hand. Apologies. That'll be on my... Yeah, Shroomsy, basically 12 p.m. UK time, so about 6.5 hours ago. What time would it be for you? There you go, Les. I hope you're out there. 6.5 hours ago, Shroomsy. What time is it? Hang on. I did have it to hand, but absolutely lost it. Hang on. Right, let's finish off with a little bit of Eze news, all right? Let's finish off with that. So, Ed Aaron through Guardian Sport said that Spurs are yet to fill up their interest on Eberechi Eze, who would cost around 70 million. So, what around 70 million? All it means is that the buyout clause is 68 million. So 60 plus the 8, 68 million. It's not the total package. That's not the issue. And I think Spurs fans only look at 68 million and go, well, why aren't we doing it? Just buy it. Just pay the money. The issue truly is the breakdown of what that release clause and how that is paid. Because if Palace go, we want 55 million all up front this summer, no team really is going to do that. The idea is to try and spread these deals out over 5 years because of FFP. If you're having to absolutely nuke one whole window on one guy it doesn't make logical sense because if you need so many other, like, it's different if you need 2 players this summer. One's Eze and one's like a left back. You could do it, but when Spurs need to get extra 12 players in total, you're not going to get them all this summer. You're not going to get it in January as well. They're not going to do it, are they? That's the way I look at it. Do Brits really eat baked beans for breakfast? I see crazy reels on IG on these crazy breakfast plates in England. Not all of them. Not all of us eat baked beans, but some people have baked beans. You might have them on toast. We call it an English fry-up, an English breakfast, where you have beans, sausages, bacon, hash browns, black pudding. It's called a fry-up, is what it's called. But yeah, you have them in that. I mean, I don't have baked beans personally, but 7 a.m. watching an Andy stream. That's dedication. That's Shroomsy. Shroomsy is my guy because of that. Shroomsy. I was playing college football 25 today. I was playing it because I got a 10-hour trial for free. I was playing it. I recorded it for the second channel. I was Michigan, Fresno State, punked those fools. Donovan Edwards is him on that game, by the way. Hey, what have I missed? Teddy, you missed so much, mate. It will be Due or Benya, not Eze. I don't think it'll be Due, Madsy. Madsy, how are you as well, mate? I know what you've missed, Andy. Not sure. Gonna head off. Hope you all win. All that is on your poker night. Cheers, James. Appreciate that. Heard you guys don't need waffles for breakfast, but for lunch instead or something like that. I mean, we don't need waffles at all. I waffle right now. I'm waffling to you. I'm talking to you. Waffles, yeah. You can have like potato waffles, which is obviously a bit more of a savory thing, or you can have the sweet style of waffles with like maple syrup on and things like that. Yeah, we even have like dessert places like. Don't call them a restaurant, but you don't call them a cafe sort of thing, but just places you can go and get dessert, and you can get like special waffles with loads of chocolate and sugar and stuff like that on them. Beans and cheese on toast for a quick lunch. Ollie, dude, it's not it. It's just not it for me. What did I have today? I had 2 pork and apple burgers, some beef mince with tomato sauce, like an actual like tomato-esque sauce, and a bowl of mixed fruits, like a fruit salad kind of thing. It was banging, absolutely banging. No carbs in terms of like bread and stuff like that. It was banging though. The plan should be Due/Benya and Neto and the striker if Richy goes. A left centre back, left back. Keep Spence for right back. Davey is covered too. Sel Hill, Celso, Regulon, Højbjerg, Emerson, and loan out Solomon. I'm not sure they'll loan out Solomon. I'm not sure they'll loan him out. But Phillips, let's see what Phillips gives us because you might not need it. Insta message. I'll follow you. First thing I did on college football was use the Florida Gators. They were my dream school growing up. How are you finding the game, Streamsy? I'm not too sure about it. I was, when I'm trying to switch players, like, when, they throw a pass or, that goes in the middle of the field, there's a bit of space. I try and switch the player thinking, I'm going to absolutely leather this guy. And I'm thinking I'm getting this guy and they switch this guy and I'm like, I'm all over the place. You always end the stream, right? There you go. Just for Elderwing, can't wait to rage and not beat the first boss for 10 hours. And Andy, what's your favorite ice cream? Joshua, we will be there to support you in memory to try and complete that game, my friend. My favorite ice cream. I like mint chocolate. I do like mint chocolate. But there's something about Rocky Road. Yeah, I can get on board with the Rocky Road. If Richy goes, I think Tony and Santi Jimenez will be better in our striker position. That's a shout. No Van Gogh on the stream today. He's probably... Oh, no, he's in China. He's in China, Shroomsy. Clean the tables at poker, Andy. You already know it. I need to get some blackout shades. I'm gonna look at my cards, put them down, show no emotion, and then go all in on a 7-2, which makes no sense because I'm Vibes FC. Sienna, gonna run. Be safe. You said you'll check that link. I should check that link. I'll try to. I mean, the game is cool. It's EA, so I wasn't expecting the best defensive. Isn't that good? But it's kind of how college football is in real life. Well, yeah. Unless you're Michigan or Bama or Georgia, your defense is not going to be very good, is it? Let's be honest. There's a new highlight in college football in real life every 2 weeks. Some of the stuff that, I did score a punt return today, which I was quite happy with. I play a lot of Madden anyway, so I kind of know what to expect when I play these games, but scored a punt return, which was pretty decent. I think it was like a 45, 50 yarder. I'll put the link when I edit it and I upload it, you'll see it. I think Lancashire starts for QPR. I don't know if he'll start. Oh, don't know if he'll start. I'm trying to think. Sonny only played half a game. We don't play for another week. No, I don't think he'll start. I think Sonny may start, but I think Lancashire might get a big chunk of time, I think. Yeah, maybe that. Prime Bale, Prime Kane. Ooh, it depends on what the rest of the team looks like, mate. It depends on what the rest of the team looks like. Because I think right now, Prime Bale would probably be better on the right wing. Because you could put, if you had Sonny up front with Bale supporting him, you'd have enough. But if you were talking back under Poch, then Kane would have been better. So it depends on the situation. I wouldn't sell to Chelsea at all. They wouldn't sell to us, so why help them out? We're not going to. Don't worry, mate. How are you, Mike? Interested Lancashire with Son on the wing. Could be a vibe. That could be a vibe. If Spurs get Saudi money, I will be out. Interesting. But yes, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I need to go have a shower and get ready to go and lose all my money. So thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Enjoy the rest of your days. Shroomsy, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, my friend. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow about midday for a stream. And then obviously 2:45 for QPR tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your days, everyone. Take care. See you then.